Mingo ordered to pay damages for reprehensible conduct as CEO. PHILIPSBURG. Former Port St. Maarten CEO Mark Mingo tried to turn the tables on his former employer and the government by suing for wrongful dismissal. But this week, the Court of First Instance handed him a harsh legal reality check. After nearly 18 years at the helm of the port, Mingo's tenure ended in April 2020, following his criminal conviction earlier that year. The Emerald investigation had found him guilty of defrauding the port of roughly $10 million. Although Mingo later cleared his name on appeal in June 2022, that acquittal did not extend to his co-defendants, Arrindell and former Member of Parliament Frans Richardson. Undeterred, Mingo filed a civil lawsuit in October 2023, demanding reinstatement as CEO, nearly $3.5 million in damages, and back pay dating to April 2020. As a fallback, he requested just over $1 million as a severance package. His attorney, Cor Merks, argued that the dismissal came too soon, before the appeal verdict, and was therefore unlawful. Mingo also claimed reputational harm from a prosecutor's office press release and financial loss from being forced to sell his home below market value due to a confiscation order. Meanwhile, the port launched a countersuit, claiming Mingo had seriously neglected his duties as CEO. Court rejects reinstatement. The judge sided with the port on several key points. Mingo's request to be reinstated was dismissed outright. Under the Civil Code, such a request must be filed within 6 months of termination. Mingo waited 2 years. The court also ruled that the port and the government acted properly. Mingo had been given the chance to be heard at a shareholders' meeting, as required by the port's statutes, and the authorities had waited until after the criminal verdict before moving to dismiss him. Importantly, the court clarified that an acquittal in a criminal case does not automatically mean a dismissal was wrongful. The appeal judges had only ruled that prosecutors could not prove the 272 disputed invoices were falsified, not that they were legitimate. Claims for damages denied. Mingo's claims for financial and reputational damages were also denied. The court noted that the alleged confiscation order was issued in September 2021, 2 months after Mingo had already sold his home in July. As for reputational harm, the court found no wrongdoing by the prosecutor's office, which had used only his initials in a press release. While locals may have recognized him due to his public profile, that, the court said, could not be blamed on the authorities. The release had simply reported the facts. Mingo was among several suspects who had been investigated, arrested, released, and remained under suspicion. Mingo's conduct seriously reprehensible. Although Mingo's lawsuit was dismissed, the court found that he himself had acted unlawfully while serving as CEO. The verdict was blunt. Greater than the criminal investigation and the plaintiff's own statements show that he deliberately failed to follow the prescribed procedures for approving invoices. He approved invoices without verifying the work performed. A reasonable director would not have allowed invoices from unknown companies to be paid without quotes, without orders, and without verification. The plaintiff did so, and the court finds this seriously reprehensible. Mingo argued that the 272 invoices were a small fraction of the thousands he approved between 2012 and 2019. The court, however, noted that all other invoices had followed proper procedures. These did not. That failure, the judge concluded, was entirely Mingo's responsibility. Damages assessment pending. The court ordered Mingo to pay damages to the port, though the exact amount will be determined in a separate assessment. Mingo retains the right to appeal, which would send the case to the Joint Court of Justice. In the end, the ruling sends a clear message. Even an acquittal cannot erase corporate mismanagement. Mark Mingo may have walked free from criminal charges, but his failures as a CEO have come back to cost him in civil court.